How's it going, guys? It's Fishing Man Clan here, teaching you how to make some chum. Now, chum is what chum is used for. It's just a really stinky thing that you put in a little bucket or something and put a lid over it, then poke holes in, and you're supposed to poke holes all over. And so then you leave it out. You can make it and leave it out in the sun for a couple days, a week, maybe a couple weeks, and depending on how hot it is. And so that all that stuff inside gets real stinky. And what happens is when you poke the holes in, you throw it in the water. And when it goes in, all the smelly, nasty, liquidy stuff comes out of the holes. And it makes like a big puddle thing of stink stuff. So it's like a feeding frenzy. And so whenever it goes in the water, it disperses and all the fish will just come in at it. So I'm going to teach you how to make that. What you need, here's all the ingredients you need. You need some kind of bucket. I'm just using a nice coffee bucket thing with the lid and stuff. You need some coffee. I just emptied the coffee in the bag so I can use the bucket for it. Some garlic. There's what the garlic looks like. It's just minced pieces. A couple of eggs. Some milk. Oh, I can already smell the garlic. Some mustard. Ugh. Some kind of meat. I'm using pepperonis, mini pepperonis. I think they're expired. A little bit of syrup, some cheese, and some cereal. I'm using Frosted Flakes. Alright, so here's what you need to do. First, you need to add about, here's some water. You're going to add about, let's see if you can see that much water. Mix it around. And then I have this scooper to help me out. It's like maybe a tablespoon. You add about 2 scoops. No, we'll add 3. 3 scoops of coffee. So there's the 3 scoops of coffee. You're going to add both eggs. So there's 1 egg. There's 2 eggs. Yeah, it's nasty. And then now, wash your hands. You're going to add about 2 things of syrup. Tablespoons probably. That around a bit. And then you're also going to need a spoon. So just a normal spoon. And then start mixing all that around. Yeah. And you don't need it to be a paste whatsoever. Like, it does not need to be a paste. Because if it's a paste, then it won't disperse. It'll just stay all in the bucket when it hits the water. Yeah, so just mix that around nice and easy. And so the best thing to do is to use the eggs and the milk to its advantage, because when it's in the sun, it's gonna rot and get smelly. So you're gonna add about that much milk. I'd say maybe 2 to 3 cups full of it, and then the garlic. Ugh. I'm just gonna add the rest of this thing in here of garlic. Because the garlic really smells like crap. So just add all that garlic. I also use all these ingredients for how to make my own catfish bait. You can check that out. It's one of my videos. Yep. So now you're going to want to mix that around. Now you're going to want to add the meat. Yeah, the meat isn't all that good. I added maybe about 20 pepperonis. Yeah, the pepperonis will get it smell horrible too once they get out in the sun. Now time for the cheese. You're going to want about a handful of cheese in there. No, you know what? let's just say 2 handfuls of cheese. Because the fish really go for that stink bait and the cheese really gets real stinky. And now you add the mustard. You're going to add about that much mustard. Okay, now let's mix that around. Break up the cheese because there's some clots. Okay, mix that around. Okay, now you're going to add the cereal. And when you add it, it's just 1 handful because too much cereal will clog up the gaps. You just crunch it in your hands like this, and then put it in. And then you mix that around. And now you're gonna want to do something to make it even more stinky. So what we can do is just add more stuff. I'm gonna look in the fridge, see what we can add. Let's see. We can add maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I have some spices. Let's see. There we go. I got some garlic powder. This would work very well. Just add a whole bunch of that. I don't know if you can see that. It's just pouring out. I'm just letting it pour out. I'm just going to add all of this. It's about maybe 1/4 of the way full, and I'm just going to add all of it. Just like that. And then mix that around. Perfect. We have a whole other thing of chopped garlic. So the garlic is disgusting. So we're going to use that to our advantage. Ooh. God. God, that smells. God, I gotta cover my nose. If any of this touches my finger, I'll be so mad. It's just... That should be more than enough garlic. Oh my god. It smells disgusting. Add a bit more milk because now it's getting a bit too thick. Yeah, that's perfect right there. Alright, so once that's all made, you should be done with your chum bait. So let's just put that there. Put all this in the trash. Yep. And so now you're just gonna poke some holes in it. Poke some holes on the side. Actually, you want to cover this up first. And after you cover this up, you want to set it outside for maybe a week, maybe a couple weeks. The longer the better, because the longer it's in the sun, the smellier it'll get. And the fish love that smelly stuff. And so, you just want to get the lid right here. Put it on tight. Put that outside, just like that. Let it sit out for a couple weeks. So subscribe, comment, let me know if you wanted me to do any reviews about anything, if you want me to make another kind of bait or a chum. And I'll do it. Alright, subscribe. Fisherman Clan.